Hey guys! Hello everyone! Let me get just this here. Whoa, my face is super white. Let me turn that down. There we go. Hello guys! Good morning or good afternoon or good evening wherever you may be. I decided to do another live this weekend because something happened last weekend when I was doing the live and I uploaded it and I somehow deleted it as I was uploading it, so I thought I would do another live this weekend to make up for that one. How are you guys doing? I see a few people have already joined. Where are you guys right now? If you're watching right now, what part of the world are you from or are you in at the moment? Let's see. I want to turn it this way, but it says that it's locked. Okay, that's okay. We'll do it horizontally. Good morning, guys. California. 안녕하세요. California. Oh, I miss California. Where in California are you? If you guys don't already know already, I am from San Diego, California. San Diego is my hometown. I love California. I miss California. For those of you that are still joining, where are you guys currently in the world? Are you out here in Asia? Are you in Europe? Back in the US? Canada? Oh, north of San Jose. Okay, very cool. I have never been, I think I went to San Jose one time. I lived in Sacramento for about 3.5, 4 years when I was younger with my dad. But I am from San Diego in the southern part of California. So if you guys feel free to ask me any questions that you may have, any questions that you have about traveling, past videos that I've done, my time. This is a cozy live, I know, right? This condo is very cozy. When I found it on Airbnb, the title of this Airbnb was called Cozy, like a comfy, cozy condo here in Manila. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any questions about my past videos, questions about travel tips in general, things about me. Patrick, how are the sales going at the supermarket mall? Let's see. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm like still adjusting to lives, guys. I haven't done lives a lot on YouTube, so I'm still getting used to it. Okay, Patrick, how are the sales going at the supermarket mall of the colorful hazmat suits you showed us twice? Yeah, I never bought them though. I have no idea. I think I've walked by them maybe twice. Since I did that video, they're still there. You can get purple, green, blue, white. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But I think it's a good marketing strategy or sales strategy. You got the whole suit, right? And then you got the mask. So you get the pants, the hood. It has a hood too, so you're protected in the rain, I guess, or that the virus doesn't get in your hair. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, they're popping up more too. I've seen them at other malls, and I've seen them. I actually saw one last week out on the street. It wasn't as nice as the one I showed in the video, but I mean, people are selling whatever they can right now, and people are getting creative with the masks and the suits as well. Do you guys have any questions regarding Manila, Philippines, my past videos, travel tips, anything that you want to ask me or anything about my life? It's a totally open book here for you guys to ask and share anything that you guys want to share. I know someone had mentioned that they are in California right now near San Jose. Where are the rest of you guys? Anyone here in the Philippines right now? What did you eat at the last meal? Well, here in the Philippines, in Manila here, It is currently, I think it is currently 10:05. I ate breakfast, so this morning I just made scrambled eggs, toast, and I had an orange and banana. Pretty basic breakfast. Nothing too exciting. But today is the weekend, so I do plan to go out and eat this weekend. Usually during the week I will cook my meals to save food and just try to be as healthy as possible. But then during on the weekends is when I will spend money to go out and eat and treat myself. So today maybe I'll have like pizza or a hamburger or something like that, ice cream. But during the week, I always cook my meals. It saves a lot of money. You have no idea how much money you can save just from cooking yourself. It takes time, and I'm not a fan of cooking. I cook to eat, but it really does help when it comes to money and for finances. Let's see. Do you exercise using a machine like at the gym? Usually I do, but since the lockdown or the pandemic has started here in the Philippines, gyms, pools, everything has been closed. I think gyms have been closed since March. The building that I'm in, there is a gym, but the gym is closed. So I have this. This is my resistance band. I travel with this, so I can also do my workouts in my room if there's no gym near to where I'm staying or the building. So it's a nice like resistance band. I also do push-ups, and I'll do push-ups off the couch, like incline push-ups for my shoulders. I just try to get creative. I do jumping jacks because the outside, we can't go running outside. And right now here in Manila, if you go outside, you need to wear a mask and a face shield. And I'm not gonna run around the block with a mask and a face shield. The face shield would probably fall off. Let's see. Seeing as you're in lockdown and spending a lot of time in the apartment, how are you going with the utilities and bills, electricity, the gas, etc.? That's a very good question. I've lucked out with this condo. So I found this condo on Airbnb, and it was a bit tricky because of the pandemic. The administration wanted a recent test, and because I came from Cebu, it was a bit messy, but it all worked out. This Airbnb includes utilities. So I don't pay for electricity, I don't pay for water, I don't pay for gas. So I could use the aircon as much as I want. I try not to use the aircon too much because the owner and the host here has given me a really good deal. But yeah, I don't have to pay utilities. I pay 27,000 pesos a month. That comes out to $545 a month. All utilities included. And during the week, when I go out shopping for my meals, I'm spending about $30 to $40 a week on food. So it's been a really good situation here. Hey Pat, assuming that the situation goes back to normal, would you consider traveling to different parts of the Philippines first before going back home? Yes, absolutely. My plan is I'm hoping that domestic travel here in the Philippines will open up maybe before the end of this year, and if it does, I definitely want to travel more around the Philippines before going home. I have a feeling that the US is going to get worse this winter, and I think I probably won't go home until maybe the springtime, sometime in spring 2021. I'm actually in the process of planning to head to northern Luzon, to Baguio, and base myself in Baguio possibly for the rest of the year. I'm really into hiking. There's a lot of big, beautiful mountains and hills up there. It's a totally different area of the Philippines. They have pine trees. There are also some beaches up there. There's a famous beach to go surfing as well. My contract here at the Airbnb ends on October 17th. So this month of September coming up, I'm gonna spend this entire month planning it all out. I have a friend that could possibly drive me up north as well. So that's the plan. And then hopefully by then, things could open up more, and then I could fly to Siargao or Bohol, back to Cebu, back to Palawan. There's so many places I still want to travel here in the Philippines, and I definitely would like to go before I go home if that's possible. Let's see, what countries are your students in? Are they all kids? Yes, all my students are kids. My youngest student is 4 years old. 4. All my 4-year-olds, I think I have one 3-year-old. I call them my babies. So when I look at my schedule, I'm like, oh boy, I've got 4 babies back to back. That's 2 hours of teaching. The majority of my students are from China. I have about 3 students from Korea, but the majority are from Korea. I'm sorry, the majority are from China. It's a Chinese company that I work for. It's called Palfish. There's some other big companies out there like VIP Kid, Go Kid, Magic Ears. There's so many out there. The majority of them are based out of China, but there are some other companies out there that are based in other countries or deal with kids from other countries, but the majority of mine are Chinese. Let's see. Hey Pat, are you happy with the 25? Yeah, 22. Actually, we are at 22,800. So we're almost at 22,900 and hopefully 23,000 in the next few weeks maybe. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm definitely not growing like I used to. Before I came to the Philippines, back last year, the channel was really growing. Here in the Philippines, things haven't popped, and that's okay. I have fun. I'm just having fun with the Philippines and the videos, and there's so many other places that I want to travel to. As someone asked earlier about traveling the Philippines before going home, yes, I would like to travel the Philippines a bit more before going home to see my family and before going to some other countries. Stupid US virus, yeah. Good morning, Pat. How are you? Yes, I agree. You should go to Baguio, but unlike before, it's crowded nowadays. You may go up the highlands where where the weather is a bit cooler than the city. Yeah, and I thought that would be so cool because if I'm gonna stay here in the Philippines for November and December, which is usually when I go home with my family for Thanksgiving and Christmas, it would be so fun and feel good to be in a cooler area, not super cold, like snow cold, but to have that cool feeling, and it would be a little more comfy in a way. I don't know how to describe that, but I think looking and researching a lot in the north in Baguio and in the north and during this time of year, it's very similar to other places that I really like to go to. So I think I feel in my gut, I don't know, my gut is telling me just go north, go to Baguio, head up there if I can. I think it could be a lot of fun, and I think I will really enjoy it. Let's see. Just do what you're passionate about. Don't worry about the views and likes. Yeah, no, of course. I'm just having fun with it, and whatever will happen will happen. I can't even believe the channel is at almost 23,000 subscribers. I started YouTube 4 years ago. I believe it was March 2016 is when I started it back in Korea on Jeju, and I was like, oh my God, I got to 100, and oh my God, I got to 600. So if you ever start YouTube and you just, depending on why you're doing it and expectations, I had fun. I was like, no one is vlogging. No one was a vlogger on Jeju Island in Korea. So I said, well, why not try it? And I picked up a camera one day, and 4 years later, here I am. Let's see. Many Asians had suffered from Japan and the US government, so do not visit Japan after the virus is gone, please. Actually, I have visited Japan back in 2013, before I started vlogging. There were a lot of countries that I visited before I started YouTube. I went to Cambodia, Vietnam, Japan, New Zealand. I went to New Zealand in 2010. Mexico, I went there back in 2006. Yeah, there are many countries I have been to before vlogging that I'll have to return to now that I'm vlogging, but they're totally different. I mean, New Zealand looks, as far as tourism, is completely different than it was 10 years ago. And even Vietnam, I went to in 2015, has completely changed in the last 5 years. So it'd be interesting to go back. And Cambodia. I really loved Cambodia when I went there. I hope you can hide. Yeah, I heard about Mount Pulag. Yeah, I've researched that. It looks amazing. My birthday is September 12th, and I have kind of like a routine that I do for every birthday. So every birthday, I go on a big hike. Last year, I was in Taiwan and I went on this really rough hike where you had to like pull on the ropes to go up the rocks. A few years before that, I was in Kyrgyzstan and I went on this amazing 3-day trek. So that's like my tradition for my birthdays. Right now we're in a lockdown, but I am gonna try as hard as I can to figure out a way to go to one of these mountains near Manila. I know it's gonna be tricky with the lockdown, but I really wanna go on some kind of hike for my birthday if possible. Why don't you wear a mask? Do you spread the virus in Asia? I don't wear a mask because I'm in my condo. I'm not gonna wear my mask in my condo. No, here in Manila and the Philippines, you have to wear more than a mask now. As you've seen in my last video, when you go outside, you have to wear a mask and a face shield here in the Philippines. Both are required. So that's one thing that some other countries don't require. Unlike the Philippines, where here you have to wear the mask and the face shield. Let's see, I hope you can hike. Yeah, me too. Are you virtual friends with any other travel YouTubers? Yeah, I haven't really connected with a lot of YouTubers. I mean, there is a YouTuber that I connected with in China. His name is Brock. His channel is called Edges of Earth. He's currently in India. He's a solo male traveler as well. He was fun. We did a video together on my channel, and we were gonna do a video together on his channel, but unfortunately I had to leave early. There's another girl from Hawaii, or lady. Her name is Girl Traveler. She's much bigger. She's a big YouTuber, and I have become friends with her. So I think only the two of them. I haven't really reached out to a lot of YouTubers and tried to make a lot of friends or done a lot of collaborations. I would love to. It just hasn't happened. There's another couple that I met a few years ago in Thailand too that I've become friends with. They're called Travel Beans, and they have a really fun traveling channel as well. I believe right now they are in the UK, back in the UK. Oh yes, I've tried Jollibee. I actually tried Jollibee in Hong Kong 2 years ago. That was the first time I ever had Jollibee, was in Hong Kong. I should do a video, right, of me eating at Jollibee. I actually don't eat a lot of fast food in general. I don't eat fast food that often, so I don't really go there. Since I've been here in the Philippines for, oh my gosh, almost 7 months now, I think I've gone to Jollibee once. But the very first time I went to Jollibee wasn't here in the Philippines. It was in Hong Kong 2 years ago. I remember they had like this mall area with all these Philippines restaurants and merchandise. Then if you miss the sea from Baguio, travel to, yeah, it's the region, the northern part. Batanas, yeah, that's what I heard. Batanas, I hope I'm not butchering that name. That's a place that I've heard about too. That looks really good. What's your age? How old am I? How old do you guys think I am? This light is not, there we go, that's better. It's too bright. How old do you guys think I am? Someone just asked, how old am I? Since my birthday is going to be in about 2 weeks, how old do you guys think I'm gonna be? I know, whatever you're gonna say, you're gonna be like 40, 45. I shouldn't ask. In terms of products and services, kindly tell us what are the most expensive and cheapest countries you have ever visited. Okay, cheapest countries: Thailand, the Philippines, and Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan was incredibly cheap. A lot of people don't go to Central Asia, and maybe it's not on the top of your list, but I would say Uzbekistan is almost as cheap as Thailand, if not a little cheaper than Thailand. Kyrgyzstan in Central Asia wasn't that expensive either. The most expensive, of course, was South Korea was very, very expensive. New Zealand, Japan, those places were very expensive. But yeah, the three cheapest places: the Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. All of Southeast Asia is very affordable, except Singapore. Singapore is very expensive. I've been to Singapore 4 times. I've never made a video there, so that is something I'll have to do in the future. But if you go to Central Asia, very affordable. Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, you're looking at prices similar to Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia. When you go to Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan is kind of like a mix between Thailand and Korea as far as prices. It's not as expensive as Korea, but it's not as cheap as Thailand. When are you coming to India? I know that I have a lot of subscribers from India. I would love to go to India. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go to India during this time, during the pandemic. I have a friend in northern India, and he's been stuck there for quite a while. At some point, I would love to go to India. What I have envisioned at some point is I would love to do like India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, and Nepal. Those 4 countries all in like 6 months. Sri Lanka is right next to India. Nepal is just above India. And the Maldives have become a lot more affordable, and they're just south of India. I think that would be a really fun and exciting journey at some point. So at some point, I want to hit that part of the world. And Bangladesh is there too that I would love to go to. But yeah, India, I know India is still on my list. I will definitely make it there sometime. We see you hiking quite a bit as you're by yourself sometimes. Do you get a little bit along the trail and then think, nah, I'll just turn around and go back? Are you Rambo and just continue? Yeah, no, that's actually a good question. There was one time I was in Malaysia, in Sabah. Sabah is on the island of Borneo. And I was hiking below they have this huge volcano there. I can't remember the name of the volcano there. It's a very famous one. And I was hiking, and I was trying to get to the top of this hill, but the time and the sun was going down, and I actually did turn around. I very rarely will turn around, but I always carry a pocket knife. I carry a flashlight. I carry a compass. I carry my phone, of course. I have I'll have to show you guys in a video sometime. I have a water filter. Like, it's like this tube that you can drink any water. It's like a portable filtered water thing. So if you ever get stranded or something, you have that there. So I'm always prepared just in case the worst could happen. And I always let someone know, like a friend. So if I went hiking here in Manila, I would let my friend know that I'm going hiking, or I would let like the host know, so somebody knows that I'm hiking or I'm there, just in case something happens to me and I don't come back. When you go hiking alone, it's good to do that just in case, because you never know what could happen. Fast food, fast death. That's my belief. Yeah, I mean, I think my view and opinion with like food and stuff, like I mentioned in my last video, my mom has been sick for many years. She has a chronic illness. My father has had 3 heart attacks. So I've grown up with parents who have had a lot of health issues, especially my mom. And I think because of seeing her suffer so much throughout the years, and when I was younger helping her as a kid, it really made me value my health more, that I really try to be as healthy as possible. Yes, today is Saturday, right? So I eat really healthy during the week, and today is my naughty day. And today I'll have like ice cream, a hamburger. Today will be like my fast food death day. Good morning from Taiwan. Oh, Taiwan, I miss Taiwan. Taiwan's got the best hikes. Oh my gosh. Taiwan, Kyrgyzstan, Malaysia, you guys have some of my favorite hikes in the world. The Philippines, I haven't gotten to hike a lot here, but the hikes here look to be incredible too. Several months ago, stupid US guy called China the real sick man. Now stupid US is really America. Okay. How would you comment on your current situation? My current situation here in the Philippines, it is what it is, and one thing as a traveler, when you're in another country, there are things that I don't agree with, and there are governments that I really don't like. But when I'm in a country, whether I like that government or I like their laws, I have to respect the laws and go along with that. I'm never one of those travelers that don't listen to the laws, and I'm never, you know, um, oh, what is the word? I'm never rude or obnoxious about it. I mean, yeah, there are things here in the Philippines I don't agree with. There are things in China I don't agree with. There are things in my country I don't agree with. But I don't, this channel, I don't share, this is not I don't share political stuff on here. And as being a gay man, there are countries like Brunei where they will kill you. There's a death penalty for being gay, but I still went to the country, and it's not a country that I probably will go to again in the near future, but I did make a lot of great friends there. And my mentality with traveling is that even though I don't agree with the government, and even though I may not agree with the laws, I feel like going there and just meeting people, yes, people may not agree that I'm gay and think that I'm going to go to hell or that I'm this horrible person or whatever they think. But the fact is, if they can make a connection with me on a human level, somewhere in the back of their mind, it'll plant a seed, and eventually they will maybe have a different view of people who are gay. And being gay is just part of me. It's like I have black hair, I'm half Italian, I'm American, and I like guys. I've always liked guys. So yeah, I think my thing with everything is, when you're in a country and you have views, don't try to get in debates with the locals, and just keep your views to yourself and listen to the laws, whether you agree with them or not. And that's it. There's so many foreigners here in the Philippines, and this is one reason why I left Cebu, is because I was stuck with so many foreigners here, and all they would do would be complain about the Philippines. And it got to the point where it was like, if you are so upset about the Philippines, then why don't you just leave? You either suck it up and enjoy your time here, or leave. So that's my mentality with that. But yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff that people have different views on different countries. What Filipino dish do you really like? Ooh, I have to say, so far, I really like adobo. Adobo is great. I love adobo. I think I've had adobo in every place I've traveled to so far. Palawan, here in Manila, Cebu, Malapascua Islands. Yeah, I love adobo. I have to start trying more Filipino dishes. Good afternoon, Patrick, from Sydney, Australia. Oh, hello from Australia. Have you ever been here, or do you ever plan to visit in the future? We have amazing weather which enables hiking all year round. Yes, I would love to go to Australia. I have been to New Zealand. I have 4 friends currently living in Australia, 2 really good friends. Okay, this is really this is really embarrassing, but this is the truth. So there's one main reason why I haven't gone to Australia, Costa Rica, South America. I have a really big fear of spiders, and in South America, they have this spider called the wandering spider, and it's everywhere, and it's one of the most poisonous spiders in the world. And I saw this thing about Australia, they have a really, really deadly spider. So they have this saying that everything in Australia wants to kill you. But that aside, I really would love to go to Australia. Yeah, the landscape looks incredible. You have the Great Barrier Reef, the beaches, all along the country, even out to I guess that would be the west side of Australia, out in Perth. Looks beautiful as well. So sometime I will need to make my way to Australia before going to India, on my way to India. Let's see. Okay. Siargao is definitely waiting for you. Yes, I know, and I've seen so many vloggers in Siargao, and I've heard from friends how beautiful Siargao is, and Siargao looks amazing. It looks like a beautiful place to be, and I cannot wait to go there. As soon as they open domestic travel again, I think the first place that I will fly to I will go right back to Cebu, because I made so many friends in Cebu City and Cebu while I was there. I want to go to Bohol, I want to go to Dumaguete, Turtle Island, Negros, I mean, there's so many places, and it will be so easy to fly to Siargao from Cebu as well. I can fly from here in Manila too. Maybe I'll go Manila, Siargao, and then to Cebu. But yeah, Siargao is definitely high on the list. Hi, I'm Meld from Quezon City, Manila, watching you. Oh, hello. Somebody here in Manila. I haven't actually been to Quezon City, but it looks like a great place. Okay, who is this person? That's one thing, guys, that I try to keep my channel very moderate. You know, I have my own views, my political views, but this channel is not about sharing political views. My channel is based on travel and just experiencing culture and people and nature. So I see that someone here is trying to maybe cause some problems. So I think, how do you, okay, let's see. There we go, okay. Okay, there we go, guys. That should be okay now. Yeah, so how about, so there's somebody from Australia, someone just joined from here in Manila, someone from California, Taiwan. You may like Kari or Sinag. Oh yeah. How do you say it? It is Sinag. Said it wrong. I know what you're talking about. I have had it. I do like that dish as well. I reported you for hate speech and blocked. Oh, I'm sorry if you think that I'm not here doing hate speech. I'm just trying to be open, guys. So I'm sorry if someone feels offended by something that I said. But again, like I said, this is just a neutral channel, a neutral travel channel, and you know, I know a lot of people have their own views, and the world is very tense right now. But I'm only here to share my experiences and positive experiences. I will share my negative experiences too that I have in countries, but I'm never gonna get into political things. That's not what this channel is about, and it's not what I wanted the channel to be. Oh yeah, I did report him too. Yeah, I did not want to do it, but this is not the place to start that conversation. And thank you for doing it as well. I think that's the best. This is supposed to be a fun, open live. Thank you. Yeah, Singang. Oh my gosh, how do I say it? Sinigang. Yeah, I've had that dish. It's pretty good. It's not you, Pat. He's referring to you. Yeah, I see that now. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping to hopefully start traveling a little bit more domestically here. Does your mom watch you? Yes, she does. My mom watches every video, and that's one reason why I do YouTube, is because my family can watch me. When I told my mom that I was going to Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan back in 2017, she was terrified. She was like, oh my God, where are you going? Why are you going there? And then when I made the videos, she was so much more relaxed and calm, and I just had no idea how much it helped her to watch my videos, and it really helped her because she feels like she's part of it too. She sees what I see, and she gets to understand it better. Like she was not very excited that I was coming to the Philippines because she had her own misconceptions of the Philippines, just like any other country, a lot of people do. And then after seeing videos and seeing some Filipinos in the videos and me talking about the Philippines, she's like, she tells me, wow, I had no idea that that was in the Philippines, or that it looked like that, and how warm and kind the Filipinos are. So it's, yeah, I do a lot of it for my mom, and yes, she does watch it. She just watched my last video, and she always like makes comments like, oh, I liked how you did that, or she'll ask about something that I did in the video. So yeah, she's always watching. She's not watching right now. She's probably sleeping right now, but she may watch the live later tomorrow when she gets up. Did you visit Andromeda Spanish Historical? No, I haven't visited there yet. There are a lot of places here in Manila I still need to visit. It's the weekend, so I was thinking of maybe going out somewhere today and filming, and maybe go out somewhere tomorrow to film as well. but I'm not quite sure where I really want to go or where I should go. I've got to wear the mask and the face shield, so I may do a lot of voiceover stuff just so you don't see my face. But yeah, there are places that I still want to go to and looking into here in Manila. Has your mom posted in these live chats? No, she hasn't. She has posted in my videos, more of my earlier videos. So if you go back to my videos in 2016 and 2017, some of those videos she has left comments in. But now she doesn't really. She just always now she just watches, and we talk every week. We do a video chat. So when we video chat, she always talks to me then. So is she here now? No. Mom, are you here? No, she's not here. She's already asleep. San Diego, it's like what, 9 o'clock there? Yeah, she's in bed reading right now, I think. She likes to watch my videos in the mornings. That's probably when she'll watch this. I really like the free-spirited, gentle person in you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is who I am. I'm very, I guess I can confidently say now that, yeah, I'm a very open and genuine person. I think it's a strength and a weakness. I think sometimes I'm too not too genuine. That sounds arrogant to say that, but sometimes I'm too sensitive and too open. So sometimes I have to learn to just be a little more restrained and. But yeah, I'm a very caring and loving person. I love people, and I love helping people a lot. I think that's why teaching has really come naturally for me. I would love to work with adults at some time in the future. I would love to maybe go into counseling. That's something I always wanted to do, but my life has kind of taken a different track. And so I like to use YouTube as a platform now, is to, I want to show the reality of things that are going on, and not just be positive, but show, that, that doesn't look that good, that's here kind of thing. But at the same time, just to show the good in the world, because there is a lot of good in the world. Yes, the world is a hot mess right now, and then there's a lot going on, but there's also a lot of good things going on. So I try to always be as positive as possible. We are dealing with the same thing with our family. We will be leaving to travel the world next year, and all they hear is bad things on the news. We're hoping our videos help the same way. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of negative stuff out there, and that is the reality. But what you see is true, but it's not the whole story. So it's like you only get to see a part of it, and that's what I want to show, and that's what I want to see for myself. When I went to Russia in 2017, I lost a really good friend. He was also gay, and he was so upset that I was going to Russia. He said, "How can you go to Russia with the LGBT rights and how they treat gay people there?" And there was that story that had come out of southern Russia. Oh my gosh, the region will come back to me. Well, basically, over 100 gay men were imprisoned and tortured. And of course, I think those things are horrible. And I'm not going to Russia to support the government and to go to fight the government or whatever. I'm going to Russia to see the people. And I met gay Russians there, and I met Russians that that learned that I was gay. And my belief is that for people to understand people better, whether they have a different religion or sexuality or different nationality, we're never gonna grow and we're never gonna evolve as people and as a human race to accept one another if we don't interact with each other. Okay, so this country has horrible gay rights, and I'm gay, so I'm not gonna go to that country. That isn't my mentality, because if I don't go to that country, these people will never know who I am. Yes, being gay is a part of me, but it's not all of who I am, and that's my belief with the way that I travel. And that happened in Brunei. I did couch surfing. I stayed with a guy, a host, and he did not agree with me being gay. He said he said he thinks it's a sin, and he said he doesn't agree with it at all. But he said he really liked me as a person. We really connected with friends. And by the time I left Brunei, he had told me that I had really opened his mind to me being who I am, that he still doesn't understand it, and he still may not agree with it, but he now knows me as a human being and may be the very first gay person he ever meets. Same with religion, maybe meeting the very first Muslim person you've ever met, or Christian person or Buddhist person. So yeah, I think that's what I always try to do, is have an open mind with traveling, and that's my mentality with it. Of course, being safe, and that's why I don't do a lot of videos on my channel about being a gay traveler. I do that for my safety. I'm not a huge vlogger, but what if I go to a country and somebody recognizes me? That actually happened in China. People in Shenzhen and Guangzhou recognized me out on the street in the subway, and it shocked me that several people were recognizing me. So it's always good for me to be safe, but I'm not gonna let things like that scare me from visiting a country. And I had an amazing time in Russia, and Russians were very interesting and fun. They're very different than me as an American and Americans, but they're just different. It's a different culture, a different country, and I had a lot of fun in Russia. I would love to go back to Russia at some point too. That was a really long answer, guys. San Diego, 7:35 p.m. Okay. My mom usually likes to kind of relax in the evening time. That's like her reading time and relaxing time. So she's probably reading or watching something. You are real. Oh, thank you. In general, do you think the poorer the country, the warmer the hospitality to travelers? I have found that, yeah, I think yes and no. I think particularly here in the Philippines, there is a lot of poverty here, and there are a lot of poor people here in the Philippines, and everyone has been really kind and warm. Now, when I went to Cambodia in 2015, Cambodia also has a lot of poverty, but I found Cambodians to also be very warm and inviting as well. So I don't know, I don't want to make that as a blanket statement, because I've only traveled to 20 countries in the world, which is a lot of countries for maybe the average person, but there are so many more places for me to travel. I mean, I had a great time in South Korea too, which is a richer country, and people were really warm and helpful there. Taiwan, people in Taiwan were super warm, would help you anywhere. Same with Korea. Even if you couldn't speak Korean, even if you didn't even know how to say hello, annyeonghaseyo, I found that, especially on Jeju, Koreans were really trying to help. So I found it in both poor and richer countries. There's good and bad in every country. We're here to show the good. We hear enough about the bad every day. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree with you, Anne. I have been following you since... Of course, you can't show real students. Yeah, I haven't done a video on my teaching yet. I cannot show the students, but what I will do is I'll set up the camera so you can hear the students as I'm teaching them, and I can explain more of how I teach and my hours. Usually I teach about 5 to 7 hours a day, so I teach a lot. But I'm kind of using this pandemic as an opportunity to make more money as well. So since I can't really do a lot, I might as well work more until I can travel more. But yeah, I'll definitely do a video at some point sharing with you guys my teaching. Do you want to stay at North Korea that is poor when things get nice? Yeah, I mean, if North Korea ever opened up more and became safer, yeah, I think North Korea would be a really interesting place to visit at some point. Not right now, not for me. I wouldn't go there right now. But maybe in my lifetime, something will happen with North Korea where it'll be easier and safer to travel to, especially after living in South Korea for 3 years, and the friends that I made and my experiences in South Korea. You know, I think it will have a much more meaning for me as a traveler and as a foreigner too, after getting to know South Korean culture and understanding Korean now. Going to North Korea, I think would be a really fascinating and interesting experience. Yes, Antarctica, oh my God. Do you guys know how expensive it is to go to Antarctica? I need to become like a huge vlogger to go to Antarctica. That's why some of the biggest vloggers go to Greenland and Antarctica, because they're making good money, and it's not cheap. It is not cheap to go to Antarctica. I would love to go there at some point. I really want to go to Chile. Chile has been my #1 country that I've wanted to travel to in South America, and to go all the way get down to Patagonia and then maybe cross over somehow into Argentina. Oh my God, that would be amazing. And Antarctica. Yeah, at some point when I have a bit more money and maybe I'm making more money on YouTube and, with work and stuff, Antarctica, I would love to go there at some point in my life. And I would love to go to the Arctic, like go into northern Siberia or northern Canada and Alaska. There's that really remote city in Alaska called Nome, Alaska, and it's like right on the Arctic Circle. So that would be cool to go to. But very cold, very cold. I prefer warmer weather, but for a trip, I definitely would love to go there. Do you feel current time is very near the end for the of the human system? No, I don't. I think that we as humans, and I'm an optimist. I think a lot of bad things are coming, and I think there's going to be a lot of hard times coming, especially when it comes to climate and the planet. And I'm already thinking of places to go in the future. I don't know what the Philippines is going to be like in 30 years. I do have my own views about all that stuff, but as humanity in general, I believe that no matter how bad things will get, we will survive and we will push forward. And even right now, during this pandemic and this really hard time, there are really good things that will come out of this. I do believe that scientific advances, better ways to contain something like this. I mean, I have been saying this to my friends and family for a while since this started. I feel that we are very lucky with this pandemic. Yes, it's horrible, and it's a terrible time, but it could be a lot worse. Imagine if we had a virus with the death rate of Ebola, which is like 90%, and if that was airborne and it was as contagious as this, that's so scary. So there's a lot of stuff that we could learn from this experience, and I think that we will. So yeah, I'm a very optimistic person, because at some point in the future, there will be a pandemic that will be as severe as smallpox. What is that, 30% death rate? Or something really high up there like Ebola? That could happen at some point in the future. And we need this experience right now to become more prepared for that. It's horrible that everyone is suffering the way they are right now, but I do believe that we will get through this and things will get better. What gate? We get guard. Okay. Tell us the truth, Patrick. How many minutes did you study Tagalog since the last week? Actually, yeah, I have been studying. Okay, to be real, this last week I studied 4 hours. I did it for 4 days, an hour each day. I think just because I'm just not really going anywhere too, it's kind of hard. So I've gotten into saying good morning and good afternoon and hello and those things, and I'll say those things to the guards and the people at the front desk downstairs, and at the supermarket I'll say that. But I mean, that's pretty much, oh excuse me, I just burped. Part of being live. But that's pretty much all I'm really speaking to right now, because everything is so limited and travel is so limited. Have you tried reaching other YouTubers for a possible collaboration? There are lots of YouTubers here in the Philippines, and there are other YouTubers, that you could do like an online collaboration with. But I don't know. I don't really have that much interest in doing that. I think when I started YouTube, and even now, I've had some negative experiences with other YouTubers. Like back in South Korea, I had a YouTuber girl. I won't name her name, but I thought we were friends and we were both growing together, and I was living on Jeju, and then there were things that she was requesting, and wanting from me, and then kind of did something that I was gonna do in a video, and I felt like it was all a competition for her. So she wanted me to provide her all this information about Jeju, and I thought it was just a fun, friendly relationship that we have. And then she used some of my content or some of the things that I had said and done in a previous video, and anyway, she was just in it for a different reason than I was, and I think that really turned me off to YouTubers. And there was another YouTuber guy too that just wanted to do the collaboration just for the views and just for getting bigger. And yeah, of course, the collaboration is good to make you bigger, but it turned me off. So yeah, I think those experiences have made me not that open at the moment to reaching out to other YouTubers, because I feel like I just feel that a lot of people are just there to make money and to become bigger. I mean, of course the money is great and I would love to grow more, but I would rather just share what I'm doing in my current situation. And yeah, I have made some friends, but I'm also shy too, because I'm like, oh my gosh, when I met them, we were like the same level, but now I'm like about 23,000 and they're like 70,000. Would they even collab with me? So I need to take more of an initiative to reach out to the friends that I have made in the YouTube community. But as far as other YouTubers right now here in the Philippines, there's nobody that I really am interested in trying to contact or collaborate with. If I ever meet them in person out on the street, oh yeah, that would be fun to make friends with them, and then maybe we could do something at some point. Have you, let's see, Pat, I'm curious, haha, have you already visited all states in the US? No, I haven't. I have never even been to New York City. New York City. What American has never been to New York City, right? Well, there are a lot of Americans, I think, that haven't been to New York City. I'm from California. I lived in Hawaii for 6 years, went to University of Hawaii. I've been to Washington State, Vermont, Florida. Briefly, I was in Texas. I was in Iowa a while ago, 2012, for a wedding in the middle of nowhere. Really random. So I think that's all I've been to as far as states. I haven't been to a lot of states. Oh, in Oregon. I have been in Oregon before. Do channel subscribers ask to visit and stay with you? Actually, when I first started in South Korea, I met a guy, I met several of my subscribers on Jeju Island, and we all, two Korean guys, oh, and one foreigner guy, they hung out with me and some friends. There's an old video from, I think it was back in 2016, and we went to this famous beach on Jeju Island. It's called Humdok Beach, and they have like this huge festival there every year. It's a volleyball competition that you do, and then a hangout. And yeah, some of my subscribers were there. I was only 600 or something subscribers at that time. And yeah, I got to hang out with them and they were really fun. As far as staying with me, like staying in the same apartment or a room with me, yeah, probably not. That probably wouldn't happen. But hey, you never know. No, it probably wouldn't happen, yeah. But I definitely would be open to hanging out. If I lived in one place, it would be so much fun to do like a you know how a lot of people do like a subscriber meeting. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna be at this restaurant at this time, come and join and we can hang out and talk. That was a big thing back in like 2016 when I first started YouTube, to meet your subscribers in person. So yeah, I would love to do stuff like that in the future. Yeah, hard work, yeah. Yeah, and not jumping on someone else's videos. Yeah, you know, and you guys traveling deficit or disorder? I'm sorry, I can't really see your name. Yeah, being fellow YouTubers, you totally understand what I'm talking about. In the beginning, you try to make other YouTuber friends, and that's cool. There are other YouTubers now that I'm a bit bigger, now that I'm above 20,000, I guess maybe I'm being recognized a bit more. And there are YouTubers and bigger YouTubers too that will comment on my videos, but sometimes I delete the comments because they are just promoting themselves. So it's like, no, if you want to be my friend, you know, give a really, you know, insightful comment that you actually watched the video, not like this like come watch my video kind of thing. So, and especially now here in 2020, I think I read online there are 31 million YouTuber creators out there on the platform. So it's a, you know, it's a very competitive, I guess you could say, place now. I mean, when I started 4 years ago, I think it was really competitive then, but now you've got to be really, really good, and you've got to really stand out if you want to grow and get bigger. Again, like I mentioned before, I've never really taken YouTube that seriously, which is my fault. It's been more of a hobby for me, or somebody had mentioned like a passion project. I really love telling a story or just showing and putting things together, and so I've always just done it for fun. And recently I've realized, well, you know, no, I have put a lot of hard work into it, and it takes hours to edit, that I should try to take it more seriously and try to make it grow more. So going forward, I think that's something that I would like to do more. Mike and Nelly from Making It Happen are nice. Hope you guys can collab. Yeah, I've seen a lot of different YouTubers here. I mean, they are huge, 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 huge. So at the same time, it's like I don't know who, you know, somebody who's 23,000, almost 23,000 subscribers, subscribing with someone who's 300 and something, 300,000, over 300,000 subscribers. I don't know if that would happen. I have a good friend in Japan who used to live in Vietnam. Whenever I get to Japan, we will do a collab together. He's about 80,000, but we became friends in South Korea. He does a lot of like walking around tour videos. But yeah, no, if I ever run into any of the YouTubers here and we become friends, yeah, it would be super fun to do a collab. So I think I'm just gonna try to keep doing more videos here, and maybe at some point I'll do something with somebody. Oh, what's my favorite food? Um, ah, oh my God, I'm so American. I love hamburgers. My dad is Italian. I'm half Italian. So I grew up eating pasta, meatballs, all the pesto, pasta, all different kinds of pasta. So I would say any kind of pasta I love. Here in the Philippines, their spaghetti is very sweet, which is not normally what I like. I usually like my spaghetti to be a bit more sour. However, I do like the sweet spaghetti here. I found a restaurant when I was in Cebu City that had spaghetti and meatballs, but they made it sour and sweet. So I would definitely say that pasta, any kind of pasta, spaghetti specifically, is my favorite food. But I love so many other foods. There's too many to name. Asia has so many high-rise living apartment blocks. You appreciate a balcony. Have you lost washing over the edge? It's a long way down, especially when it's windy, to lose your undie. Actually, unfortunately, here in this building, we are not allowed to put our clothes out on the balcony. We would get reported, I guess. So I actually I have like a little hanging thing on the balcony that I put my clothes on and hope that they don't blow away. I'm pretty high up. I'm on one of the 20th stories of the building here. I'm on the 26th floor in this building, so it's pretty high up, but this building has 50 floors. And even these balconies, I'll show you guys in a future video too, I mean, it feels sturdy, but when you look at all the balconies, it looks like they could just fall. So that always makes me nervous, especially here. I mean, it's probably just fine, but it does look like, oh my God, what if it falls? But yeah, that does suck if your clothes blow away. That has happened to me. That happened to me in Taiwan. I put my clothes on my last apartment there, and it blew out onto the roof and down onto the street, and it was my my boxer briefs. You're doing good. And you're doing good, and every Sundays. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the reason I'm doing this live again this Sunday is because something happened with my live last weekend and I somehow accidentally deleted it as I was uploading it onto my channel. This is gonna be the second live I've ever done on my channel. I did one live a few years ago, but that's about it. So still getting used to doing the lives. Almost lunchtime. What are you planning to eat? Hamburger this time? Yeah, oh, actually, you know what? I'm craving pasta now. Since someone asked me about pasta and spaghetti, I think I will probably go out and eat some pasta and spaghetti. The area of Manila I'm in is called, or I'm like right on the edge of Ortegas. I think it's called Ortegas or Ortegas near Mega Mall. There's a really good Italian restaurant in that area near me. So I may go walking up there in the next hour and go eat lunch there. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pasta today. All this talk has made me hungry for pasta. Are you not afraid of earthquakes living around Pacific Ocean? No, I'm not afraid of earthquakes. There is maybe two natural disasters that I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of typhoons or hurricanes, not afraid of earthquakes. Believe it or not, I'm not super afraid of tsunamis. I'm very aware of the ocean. In high school, I played water polo and I swam, I scuba dive, snorkel. I live in the water, so I'm very aware of things in the water, and I think that's why I'm not so afraid of tsunamis or tidal waves. I'm afraid of tornadoes. And the reason I'm afraid of tornadoes is because it's like it's centralized, right? And it moves. Like the tornado moves. So what if it's like in the middle of the night and you can't see because it's dark, right? But you can hear the tornado, and then before you know it, it's on you and you're dead. Did you guys ever see the movie Twister? Twister from the 90s, one of my favorite disaster movies. Twister was such a good movie. Yeah, I'd say tornadoes and volcanoes. Volcanoes have always made me a bit nervous. When I lived in Hawaii, I lived on the island of Oahu. Oahu has no active volcanoes. I think it's the most active volcano in the world is the one on the Big Island. Oh my gosh, my Hawaiian friends are gonna kill me that I don't remember the name of the volcano off the bat. But I would say, if I lived on the Big Island and if I lived kind of near that volcano, I would be a bit nervous. What's the most interesting and exciting thing that happened in your life? Please explain to us. Oh wow, that's a big question. I mean, I think I've had a lot of different things happen in my life. I think moving abroad was one of the most exciting and biggest things that have happened in my life. When I was a kid, okay, this is really something I have never shared. When I was a kid in high school, I was really into theater and drama. I wasn't into acting. It wasn't the acting that I was really into, but I was really into writing, like screenplay writing. So my freshman year and my senior year at the high school that I went to, I got to write and direct the school play, which was an exciting and a huge experience in my life. And some of my two people that were in my theater class that were in the screenplay that I wrote my senior year, two of them are now in Hollywood. One of them is a working actor. And I remember him whenever he was in my screenplay. That was such a huge accomplishment in my life. I was, I think, 18 at the time. My family and all my friends, everyone, it looked like my life was heading towards, I guess more of a Hollywood kind of life of screenplay writing. I had all these ideas to write stories, and I think that's where YouTube comes in. I actually have an idea for YouTube, and I want to mix it with travel, but I have no idea how it would look, and doing it by myself, I would definitely need to have someone else with me, maybe. But I think that's where I got into YouTube, that I've always been creative, And to be a YouTuber, no matter what you're vlogging about, or you're a vlogger, or you're doing skits, or whatever you're doing, there is a lot of creativeness that goes into it. So especially if you're into creating and you're a creative person, YouTube can be a really great outlet. But I think that was one of the most exciting and amazing experiences. I won an award for one of my plays as well in high school, and I just took a different direction with my life. I didn't want to go that way with my life, and now here I am doing what I'm doing. I could have never dreamed that I would be doing what I'm doing right now. I think the most exciting thing that I like about this lifestyle and life in general is I like the journey. I know a lot of people talk about the journey. The most exciting thing I love about traveling is the traveling from one destination to another, which is the most stressful, the most difficult experience, but it's, for me, it's also the most exciting experience too. So I want to go to Baguio, right? I want to go to Baguio in northern Luzon here in the Philippines in October. How am I going to do that in the middle of a pandemic, right? That's exciting to me. Okay, I've got to figure out how to get a COVID test, right? I'm gonna have to get a COVID test. Then it's a 6-hour drive up there. I'm gonna have to find someone to drive me up there. Then I need to find accommodation. Where am I gonna stay up there? Oh, I've gotta carry my bags here and there, and I'm gonna be sweaty going up and down subways and stairs and stuff. That's the part that is the most exciting part for me traveling. And of course, meeting people and experiencing different things is exciting as well. But I think the theater thing that I talked about with the play, I think is one of the most exciting and biggest accomplishments I've ever done. Hi, nice to see you again. How about Philippines cuisine? Yeah, I talked about Philippines cuisine. Yeah, adobo would be great. I have a Filipino friend that will come visit me hopefully next week, and he wants to cook adobo. So we may have some adobo here in the condo here, and I will have to definitely go out and try more Filipino dishes and film it too. Greetings from Croatia. Oh my gosh, Croatia. Hello, Croatia. Croatia is a place I've wanted to go to for a while now. There is a very famous travel vlogger. His name is Gabriel Traveler. He's huge. He's been on YouTube for 12 years, and I've been following his videos right now in Croatia, because Croatia is one of the only places open right now in Europe for Americans. And I thought, oh my God, that would be so amazing to be there. It looks absolutely beautiful, the beaches and the Balkan states there. I didn't know a lot about them. I mentioned in my last live last weekend, which unfortunately I wasn't able to upload successfully. This weekend I'll make sure I upload this successfully so you guys can watch it again if you like. I am seriously looking into Georgia and staying in Georgia for a bit and going to Armenia and Azerbaijan and Turkey are all in that area, and then eventually making my way into the Balkans and into Central Europe. That is, I think, gonna be the next area of the world that I will travel to after Asia. I think I will always be based in Asia, but that's a part of the world that I still really want to go to. So hello from Croatia, very cool. Don't you feel jet lag traveling overseas? Absolutely, yes. I have spent the last 6 years here in Asia. I don't know why it is. Flying from America to Asia is easy. It's really easy on my body. I don't know if it's the way that the time works, but flying to Asia from other people that I've asked is usually easier. Flying back to America is where I have the jet lag. It usually takes me a day or two to get my sleep back, on a regular schedule, but flying to Asia, I always have such an easy time. And when I flew to New Zealand, it wasn't too bad either. Yes, Gabriel has been here for over a month now. Yeah, I love watching his videos, and he gives me a lot of perspective into places to possibly go. Because Americans only get 3 months in Croatia. He had come from Serbia. Serbia and Croatia were like one of the few countries that are allowing Americans right now in Europe. So I wonder where he will go next. He may go to Georgia. I think that would be a good place to go. And Georgia is starting to look like a really possibly a really hub for nomadic or digital nomads like me to go to in the future. So that may be somewhere I may consider going sometime very soon. All right, guys. Well, it has been 70 minutes, almost an hour and a half. Thank you for joining this live again with me. I hope I was able to answer a lot of your questions. So how about, let's give it about 2 more minutes. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and shoot them to me now. I'll try to make my answers as short as possible. General community quarantine, yeah, GCQ. We are currently in a general community quarantine here. GCQ, general community quarantine. That's what they are calling it here in the Philippines. And ECQ is an enhanced community quarantine, which is a stricter lockdown. All right, guys. Well, if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and shoot them to me now. And I will do like a fire, like a fire round answering the questions. I'm so weird. It's so interesting to do like a live because just being a YouTuber, I'm so used to editing. So if I like cough or if I I always say so much. So I'm able to edit that out in my videos, but being live, it's live. So anyways, guys, thank you again for joining. I hope this was fun and interesting for you guys. I will continue to share videos as often as possible with you, and I hope that you all are doing well and are safe. Yeah, see you next time. Yeah, thank you guys. Have a nice day. Thank you. Have a nice day, have a nice night, have a nice morning, have a nice afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And remember, guys, to live every moment to the max. I'll see you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, how do I turn it off? I may be stuck here. Yay! No, I see how I can turn it off. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Remember to live every moment to the max, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day, good night, good afternoon, wherever you may be.